We're really focused on putting our clients in a great position to be effective with their emails, and they have access to more tools to make it more of a conversation with their members. And if they're taking advantage of that between the AMS and platforms like ours that are integrated to the AMS, they can get really great member satisfaction through their communications instead of feeling like they're being a nuisance. And so it's exciting because there's a lot of technology to take advantage of to create that dialogue. From an AMS perspective, it is an arduous task to actually implement one, but in terms of the AMSs themselves, the infrastructure that's built into them makes it, they're creating an ecosystem so that they work with various systems, an email marketing system, a social system, surveying tools, and so they've made it easier to do the integrations if you're willing to put in the work and understand their APIs. And then also just leveraging basically the data that we write back into the AMS puts our clients in a really good position to understand their membership better. When it comes to the infrastructure area in terms of the email marketing infrastructure, we decided years ago that it made more sense to partner with a vendor that we have a strong relationship with, because to be frank, the infrastructure layer that delivers the email is actually the commoditized piece, right? There's dozens, hundreds, thousands of email marketing tools out there. Where we come into play is the fact that the integration layer, we actually own that. We host that within our infrastructure, and that's really what differentiates us from our competitors. Plus, we have the added fact that our partner, Blue Hornet, is a 1,000-person company, they're public, and they have a huge amount of infrastructure. And when you look at the association space, there's not large players that focus in that space. When it comes to our infrastructure, we're one of the largest players in terms of our ability to move forward and add new feature functionality to the actual infrastructure and platform, but at the same time, my team can focus on the integration layer, which is so important to our clients. In my opinion, we have the best integration, right? Because we focus our energy on it, and that really is our core competency. That is not a marketing ploy or anything like that. That's how we founded the company. We thought, where's there a gap out there in the marketplace? And we understood, even before any of the AMS vendors even thought of it, because we were basically pitching them from the very beginning, that we needed to have this synergy and this integration layer connector between the two different platforms. And so we can focus more time and energy on that. And then also one of the big pieces for us is the technology infrastructure itself is becoming less and less important because we have such an architecture in place now. What's really important is the fact that we spend a lot of our time now working with our client, getting them through the process of thinking about, okay, what should be our email marketing strategy? How do we personalize our messages? How do we segment our audience? Do we want to automate any emails with lifecycle messaging campaigns? So we really focus our time now on the customer experience and getting them through this process, what we call the discovery process, so they can be successful with their emails. Email is still growing every year. More and more organizations are sending email. People are still interacting with email, and I see that staying the same for quite a while. And there's all kinds of ways to leverage that with other technologies like social tools, and they work hand in hand. They're basically complementers of each other. But really what makes us different is our integration layer, and whether it's email or some new future service that's never been created, because we've been working in messaging back in the fax days. And so the integration layer that we've created, we can plug any kind of service into it, right? So it's always going to be associations and nonprofits and member-driven organizations that need to communicate with their audience. And we have a technology infrastructure in place where we plug and work with the AMS, and we can plug our email tool in it, our survey tool in it, our webinar tool in it, and whatever tool actually comes out along, in the future. Now that we're getting bigger, we need to get in front of our customers more. Just from the session I did, there's a lot of functionality features we have that people weren't even aware of. And so I think this is the beginning of having that dialogue going on where we're having webinars and those kinds of things to expose new feature functionality and really kind of basically prep our clients so that they know what's going on and what's coming out in terms of making their emails responsive and whatever new thing comes out in terms of email. So it's always a moving target. This email space is very dynamic, and so this is the first of many kind of interactions with our clients to keep them ahead of the game. Our clients tend to be more technical and they understand what integration can do for them, and that's really one of their main drivers. And then also member-driven organization that has some kind of AMS where they want integration, and integration is very important to them. Any organization that's really kind of serious and wants to do really creative, cool things with their email marketing program in general. One of the key things with us is when we actually implement a client for the first time, that's a big piece, is having both IT and marketing as the key stakeholders within the actual discovery process. It's critical because when you don't have both, or if you have one and not the other, things get missed. And so it's really important to have both at the actual table, and it makes a big difference in terms of being able to deliver something that's going to be effective.